Hey pals, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Layla here. Oh, I don't know if I can pick this up. Today I thought I would talk about my 10 before in the end. That was really heavy, I gotta put that back down. As I'm filming this, it is the middle of December, so no, it's not the middle of December. As I'm filming this, it is the middle of October, so I'll have 2.5 months to read these. Now, if I don't finish these, I'm not gonna beat myself up, but I would like to read them or at least be reading them by the time that January 1st hits. I do have my book of the month challenge that I am needing to finish. I have currently read 15 books and on my 16th book, I am trying to prioritize those, so there are like a few of those in here. But other than that, like, I didn't want to make my whole 10 before the end, like list book of the month books, you know? I wanted to actually go through and like look at the series that I've started, see what I can finish, you know. With that being said, I do have 4 book of the month books on this list, and I'm gonna go ahead and share those first. The first is Silver Elite by Dani Francis. I do have an audiobook hold and I'm like first in line, so once that comes through, I'm probably going to immersive read the audiobook and read the physical book at the same time. I've done that recently with a couple books and it's a lot of fun. I read faster than the audiobook at times, but it's just a nice experience immersing myself and like being read to while following along. It reminds me of when I was in elementary school. Do you remember that? Did you do that? Where we would have like physical books and then the teacher would have like the book on tape and then we would listen to it and read along. That's what it reminds me of. Next up, we have Bloodmarked. I did like Legendborn, and I hear that Bloodmarked is even better. I'm either trying to finish series or like continue them and like progress onwards with them. Next up, we have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, and I really love Rebecca Ross. Her writing style is just cozy but descriptive, very beautiful, very flowery, if that makes sense. And this is a prequel to Divine Rivals and that Letters of Enchantment duology. A lot of my friends and people that I have followed have told me to like pick this up ASAP, and I feel kind of bad for not doing it. Like, sorry, book bestie Nikki, I said I was going to pick it up, that this was going to be the first book I read in October when we were like talking about it, and I lied. Not on purpose, but you know. We have another book that's been on my TBR since the beginning of the year, and that is The Courting of Bristol Keats. I love this Fairy Loot edition. It's very fun, very girly, very fairy princess mushroom girly. Yeah, this has been on my TBR since the beginning of the year, and the second book, The Last Wish of Bristol Keats, is going to be coming out either soon at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, so I would like to finish this. Like, if Fairy Loot makes a second book and puts it for sale, I would like to buy that, but I'm not going to buy that until I read the book to know if I like the series, so you know, gotta do that. We have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, and I wanted so badly to read this book in October. I'm saying that like October is over, and I mean it may be by the time I like edit and upload this video, but with that being said, I just have so many books that I would like to read in October. Like, it's so heavy as it is, and because of how thick this book is, it kind of intimidates me to start like a thick book when I have so many other books that I'm trying to read, like romance books, and then you know, I have some other fantasy books, some book of the month books, and I don't know, I want to read this, but I'm so intimidated. We have Vengeance of the Pirate Queen, which is the 3rd book in the Daughter of the Pirate King series by Trisha Levenseller, and this is the last book. I just want to finish it so that I finish the series. It's very short, it's YA, like the typeface is pretty large on this, so I feel like I'll be able to read this pretty quickly. I mean, only if I'm going by like the fact that I read the others pretty quickly. Yeah, these books are fun little reads. It's giving like Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. Obviously, as I love Disney, how could I not gravitate towards a book like that? We have Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. This is the 3rd book in the Regency Fairy Tale series and the last one. Again, trying to finish out some series that I have, and this would be a good one. It seems like it would also be a quick read. I read the other books on this pretty quick as well. Yay for finishing series. That's always a really good feeling. These last 3 books are actually the beginning books in series. So where we finish, we start anew, right? The first book is Avalon Tower by C.N. Crawford and Alex Rivers. I started reading this in the bookstore. I went to the bookish shop with one of my friends and I started reading this in the shop a few months ago, and I was like, hold on, this is so good. Like, I can't put this down. I gotta leave with it, right? You know, when you start reading and you're like, oh, I really like this. Like, you can't just leave it. So I bought this book and I have not picked it up since. I got into Zodiac Academy and that just kind of, you know, torpedoed from there. But I would like to read her. And then these 2 last series are arguably some of the biggest fantasy books in the genre of fantasy. The first book that I'm reading, and I am so unserious about this, which is kind of funny, but I am reading The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first book. I mean, minus the Hobbit prequel. I've been saying this for years and I wanted to read this because I wanted to read like the top books that were like in the genre, and this is one of those. I have also not watched the movies. That's a lie. I did watch this first movie with my friend Nikki, and you know, I haven't watched the others, but I wanted to read the book and like then watch the movies. But yeah. Also, let me just say, I have this physical book, but this I am not reading. Hell no, I should not have bought this. This typeface, I cannot read. I don't have the eyesight or the vision or it's just so small, the typeface. Like, I know that this is kind of how things are. I am actually reading this on Kindle because it is on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm having a lot better of a time. I'm probably going to end up unhauling those books once I finish these books. We'll see. When I originally got this, I was just trying to save money because they had this and then they had like the bigger books, but the bigger books were like 30 something bucks and this was only like 15 or 20 for like all 4 books in the set. And I mean, I should have just not, because it was a waste of money anyways. So that's fine. Everything's fine. The very last book that I have is the first Game of Thrones book. I got this last Christmas from my parents. They got me like the set of these new covers because I really love these new covers. And listen, a while ago, well, let me back up here. There's a whole story that I must, I guess, explain. Okay, so to back it up, Game of Thrones is my favorite TV show. Probably not of all time because of the ending, but for the longest time I was like, there's no way I can read these books with my patience, because the next book, hello, Game of Thrones fans have been waiting for years and years and years. I at first was not okay with that, but I think I've come to terms with it. So I'm just gonna read the books, and then if we never ever end up getting a last book, I'll just accept the show's ending, I guess. I don't want to say this was my gateway to fantasy because I did already like fantasy, but there were not a whole lot of TV shows that were like Game of Thrones, that were like that level, and it was based off of the War of the Roses, which I was also obsessed with Philippa Gregory, and I had read all her books on the War of the Roses, like the White Queen, the Red Queen. I watched the White Queen TV show on Starz when it came out, and I was obsessed, and like Game of Thrones was like a suggestion on IMDb for the White Queen, because Game of Thrones is like loosely based off of the War of the Roses, at least like the first couple seasons. And yeah, I loved it. So good until it was not good. Anyways, I would like to read this series. It's also like one of the top series in the genre of fantasy, so you know. I will also say, saying it here first, that part of the reason why I also wanted to read the top books in the fantasy genre not even just because they're the top, is because I would like to write a book, and I kind of want to read the top books just to see and like do my research, like what are the top books, what makes them so special, so that when I write, I can kind of get an idea of what I like for my writing style. You know what I'm saying? This makes no sense, and it makes it sound like I'm trying to mooch off of these books. That's not the case. I just want to do my research and see what people like, and like if this is what's popular, why is it popular? You know what I mean? Like market research, basically. I have like a few ideas for books that I would like to write, and I just have so many books that like I need to read that like writing a book just seems, I don't want to say it seems like so much work, but it's really daunting. Like the idea is just, it feels like it's bigger than me. Like I have these stories and ideas that live rent free in my head, but it's like I go to put them down and I'm just like, is this good enough? Or like, am I getting my point across? I don't know. I guess I just have to do it and find out. But like the idea is terrifying. You know what I'm saying? Like terrifying, but exciting. And I know everyone does it and a lot of people write, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Maybe I will start to write a book. I'll let you know. So yes, that is my 10 before the end. What are some books that you would like to read by the end of the year? Let me know down in the comments, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, friends.